Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Can you please have the clerk report House Committee Sub 1?
Clerk, please report.
House Committee Substitute 1 to House Bill 553.
Gentleman from Bourbon.
Move passage.
Motion is for the adoption of House Committee Substitute 1. Is there any discussion of the committee substitute? Seeing none, those in favor signify by voting aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. House Committee Substitute 1 is adopted. Gentleman from Bourbon.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I think everyone on the floor today is well aware of the large animal veterinarian shortage that we have across the nation and across the Commonwealth. I've been working with veterinarians regarding this issue and the Veterinarian Practice Act, which we passed after a 2-year effort last year. House Bill 553 is really a culmination of everything that the working groups have learned as we work to a common goal of fixing our veterinarian shortage problem. And many avenues have been explored, different solutions proposed, and this is just one part of that wheel. And after traveling the state and having our roundtables, listening to not only current veterinarians, current veterinarian school students, and underclassmen who are applying to the universities, we're able to come up with several recurring problems. And probably the biggest issue facing a new graduate coming out of vet school is the heavy debt load that they have. And I know we could say the same thing for probably any 8-year degree. Well, you could probably say the same thing for any 4-year degree that they're facing right now. But the model for a rural large animal veterinarian is much different. They're not going to a hospital, and working there and seeing patient after patient after patient. They're traveling. They're going to work on a prolapsed cow here. They're going to have to travel 12 miles to work on another one. These are farm animals. There's just not a lot of money there. And when your average debt coming out of veterinarian school is around $180,000, and I've talked to some students, this can get up to as high as $300,000, that's not a business model that you're going to be able to pay off that debt. So I'm sure a lot of us have read All Creatures Great and Small, and I think a lot of vet students go into life having that James Herriot model, thinking that's what they're going to be. In reality, what comes out is they have to choose the business and choose the path that's going to pay those bills. And a lot of times that's going to end up moving to a more urban area. You're going to be working on spaying and neutering cats and dogs, something that can keep you there and keep it going. There's no traveling between the farms, safer environment, better pay, better hours. And apparently everyone coming out of vet school right now wants to work the 7-day-a-week work week. So this is an immediate solution to fix this problem. And it's offering a loan repayment program where a new veterinarian could start in a county that's identified as eligible to participate and receive a loan repayment, which increases every year for 5 years and starts at $12,500 and then goes up $15,000, goes $17,500. If they stay in that shortage area, that underserved area, for 5 years, it's a repayment of $87,500. Now, 15 agriculture states have already adopted very similar programs. 3 are working on this right now. We're able to go through, look at them, pick the pieces that and will work for us. This is a program that is proven to work, and it will retain veterinarians into our rural areas. It's going to be administered by the Kentucky Higher Education Authority assistants, and the program reviewed yearly. It's going to report to our interim joint A&R committee as well as the agriculture committee. It has to have 50-50 matching funds from the Department of Agriculture, so they will have skin in the game. And that, in fact, our money coming out of the general fund is directly dependent on them approving their 50% of this, as well as the regulations to do this. The committee sub simply requires, we were looking at a higher standard of 50% large animal work. We realized as you move to eastern Kentucky, farther western Kentucky, that's a hard number to hit, so we've moved large animal work. Moved that number down to 30% dedicated to livestock, and we defined what the underserved area is, which is a population of less than 25,000 and not within 20 miles of a city having a population of 50,000. That is a living, working document. So that map, I know I've had a few members question, what does that map look like, or my county's not on there. That document is going to have to be reviewed by the board that's created. I think that's on page 2, who exactly is on the board. But that board will have to probably, I'd envision looking at least biannually, if not quarterly, to review that. As a veterinarian is placed into that area, that county comes off a map. If a veterinarian retires, if a veterinarian moves, there's a lot of reasons why a county would be added or why a county would be dropped. So that'll be a living document. And Mr. Speaker, pending any questions, I move passage of House Bill 553 as amended by House Committee Sub 1.